Hello, welcome into the Cafe Nightly Show. I'm your host, the Goldsmith. Today is the 6th of November, 2024. It is a Wednesday. Kind of a busy day in Upland, kind of a busy day in the greater United States yesterday as well. And nothing today. I got kind of one of those busy day hangovers where Upland doesn't really get anything out, nothing new, nothing surprising, nothing posted to look at in a major way. But there are a couple new things. New things in terms of this month for harvest season that are still available. There's still time to go and participate. They're not new announcements, but there are activities or there are spaces for you to continue to do things between now and the end of the month. So we don't want to miss out on those items. So we'll go over a review. Again, being the 6th, knowing that the 15th ends this harvest season, we do want to get this done. We do want to get things through. We do want to complete as many gamified tasks as possible. And if we're participating in racing, we're participating in Ornament Challenge, reminders on that as well. So we'll get over some of the things that are reminders only, some things that have been announcements for a while, and of course, just push the final push here to the end of harvest season. And to get there, so we can get through everything, let's get through the disclaimer. All views and opinions expressed by myself, they're mine and mine alone. Should not be taken as game strategy or financial advice. They represent the game of the team of Upland. All guests and contributors who we do have on, they have their own opinions. They're welcome to them. They shouldn't be taken as game strategy advice, financial advice. They don't represent the game of the Upland team of Upland. Myself, the Goldsmith of the Cafe Nightly Show. Easy enough. So, let's get into it. I will do one more caveat, and that caveat is today we did have a refresh of Sparklet bundles in the Upland store. That's something that happens every Wednesday, every midweek now. I'm sure there's be a time when Upland might not refresh them, especially if they're not selling through. But as of right now, every Wednesday we're seeing those refreshes going through. We can take a peek, but I think it's similar pricing at 5.5 cents on average is what they're sitting. Depending on what size bundle, can vary a little bit on what that price is. Let's get over and take a look at a couple things. Again, these are announcements that have been out for a while. They are old. They are stale. We've probably read them more than once at this point, but it is the few things that are still left of the season. A reminder that Upland's Harvest Season Ornament Challenge is currently open and continuing. Remembering that this is something where at the end of the season, there's an Uplander and Pro who has one leaderboard, Director has one leaderboard, Exclusives and above, they all are on their own leaderboard. There are some pretty significant prizes for placing at the top of those lists, so it is something that is typically worth putting some effort into if you're going to be doing anyways. The one warning is the tops of the leaderboards for Uplander, Pro, and Director get pretty spicy. Numbers get pretty high. If you're participating, you want to be top 5, you gotta really bring it. You really have to bring it, and it's not going to be cheap if you're not sitting on that many ornaments, that many properties. Keeping in mind, in order to qualify, each property has to be in a collection, has to have a structure built on it, and have a season-appropriate, aka a harvest season ornament decorating that structure. And all 3 of those done together, that's 1 point on the leaderboard. The prizes are first place getting all the prizes, of course, from the top 25 from the place 2 through 11. They also get 100 Sparklet. That's it. You also get 100 Sparklet, okay, and a rare collection property from a city opening during harvest season. We know what opened during harvest season. That is Miami Beach, so that was where you'd get that rare collection property. Places 2 through 11, they get the top 25 prizes, plus they get an exclusive badge and a collection property from the property opening from Harvest Season 2024. That is Miami Beach. And then top 25 get a Pixel Forge Tower Block Explorer. And as I mentioned, they do stack. So you get that Block Explorer in the first place and then in 2 through 11 as well. And then in first place, you get the top 25 prizes, and then you get the exclusive badge, you get the collection property, you get the rare property, and then you get the 100 Sparklet. That's what the Harvest Season 2024 Ornament Challenge badge looks like. That's what the Block Explorer looks like. Easy enough. That is continuing on to the 15th of November. If you're not participating now, like I said, it's a limited amount of time to do this. This is a final snapshot, 15th of November. In the event of a tie on the leaderboard, winners will be chosen by random draw. Don't worry about that. Those are all out in the market. So this is going to be something that, again, 15th of November, we'll end this at a snapshot. We can take a look at the leaderboards just to show you the reality. The reality is, if I come and look at this leaderboard, Shackleton's up at the top again at 113 points. Again, that's 113 properties that are in a collection that have a structure on them, that have a harvest season ornament on them as well. Wamawa. There we go. Easy enough. 96. Same thing. 96 properties. All of them are in an upland collection at this time, an active upland collection. And all of those properties with a structure on an upland active collection have a structure ornament for harvest season on there. RD Pfeiffer, same thing, 87. And this list is going to be relatively long. A lot of people have participated. I'm in there somewhere, but way down towards the end. But these numbers, 113, 96, 87, 75, 72, hard to crack into if you're just getting started now, but you do still have opportunity between now and the 15th of November. Let's take a look at next announcement here. The next announcement here, right here, introducing the latest gamified earnings for Uplands Harvest Season. Remember, every Tuesday we're adding a new one. We had a new one get dropped last Tuesday. We have one more that gets dropped next Tuesday, Tuesday the 12th. There we go. Knew I could come up with that off the top of my head. It was the last short-term mystery challenge that is going to be added to the challenges here, to the task. Reminder, we've gone over these a bunch of times. Harvest Regular, Daily Streaker, Property Pioneer, Ornament Touch, Collection Conqueror, Secondary Market Specialist, MetaVenture Shopper, SPH Staker, Referral Ambassador, City Builder, Mystery Mission, and there's a total of 6. We have 5 of them now. The first one is Bridge in 100 Net Sparklet. The second is exchange 3 items in the season for exchange or burn 3 items. The bonus version 3 is complete 3 NFLPA 2024-25 collections. Bonus version 4, take flights anywhere in Upland by the end. Again, 5 flights. And then the most recent, the one that came in on Tuesday, yesterday, take a road trip to 3 different destinations. That means get in your car, travel to one destination, from one destination to another, and then from that destination to another. That's 3 destinations you have to get to by car. And there will be one more drop next week. Again, your multipliers, if you get 5 of the tasks done, you get a 14.7% multiplier on an annualized basis for the next season, which is the Wonderland season. If you don't get 5, or you get 4, or you get 3, or you get 2, there is a proportional multiplier. You do get a better than the standard 4.7 multiplier that we normally get. 4.7% dividend that we get on an annualized basis currently without multiplier. So you do have an incentive to do any of these tasks for the benefit that you're going to get more dividend over the next over the next season, next 45 days. The 12 tasks completed, if you complete 12 of those tasks or more, you get a multiplier of 3.1%. So instead of the annualized 4.7% dividend, you're going to get an annualized basis 15.2%. That does hold on for that next season. The big part of it, too, is the airdrops. We have one airdrop that is giving out Sparklet based on Sparklet you had earned prior to the TGE, held into the game, and then had a multiplier applied. The multiplier applied is from the number of gamified earnings tasks that you have completed. Again, the more you complete, the higher your multiplier. The higher your multiplier, the more Sparklet you are going to be in line to get. So that is something you're going to want to keep in mind. We still have time to do more of these tasks between now and the 15th, so you can get a higher amount of Sparklet at that airdrop. Again, snapshot on the 15th of November. Upland's Harvest Racing Season for 2024, Race for Glory and Championship Points. Reminder, championship points and the championship series and the live championship races, those are all targeted just for the top tier cars. Everybody else, there still are leaderboards, there still are prizes for participating. So that's something to keep in mind. Keep in mind, the end of the season is the 13th of November. The reason why the end of the season is the 13th of November, not the 15th, is because there is a championship race at the end of the season. meaning we have to have a cutoff. And that cutoff, again, is the 13th for accumulating leaderboard points to get you into that championship for the top tier racing class. Again, this is a top 12 in the Upland Championship circuit. Again, the 175 to 226 MPS score cars will advance to semifinals and the finals. But it's, again, fierce competition, earning points. Those points go towards the end of the season, end of the year points for the end of the year championship series. Again, this is where everyone sits currently. Everyone's got 15 points because there wasn't racing last season. There was an issue with the racing being able to be done. So everyone automatically got 15 points who got top 12 last season. These same people are likely, many of them are going to be the top 12 this season, some of them anyways. And then they hopefully will be able to have the racing work and you'll get a proportional amount of points depending on where you place. The harvest season, again, brings in power-ups. The way those are working is changing the way the game is working, the way strategy is applied for racing and for success in those races. And it does mean that you can increase your MPS score on a race-by-race basis by burning specific power-ups. And that is something that people have already done, been able to see power-ups affecting your race score and how things are running for you. Again, MPS leaderboards, each leaderboard, to note here, has their own set of prizes. There is a point system. Again, it's based on racing in staked races. It's based on how many people are racing against you. And then there's additional points based on how you finish in those races. So keeping in mind all of those things, people who are repeatedly racing are the ones who are going to be at the top of these leaderboards. This is not just about finishing first. You do have to qualify, or your races have to qualify for points by being staked races, by being staked the right amounts. The higher the stake, the more points are going to be there for you as well. Again, this is going to be something where there's very few people, 12 people in the top class, who are going to be part of a race down or a semifinals and the finals this coming next Friday. Sorry, a wrong week in my head. Next Friday, Friday the 15th. So keep that in mind if you're trying to get yourself on the top of the leaderboard for the championship series. That race is next Friday, Friday the 15th of November. Again, there are prizes for first through 10th place if you're on the leaderboard for everything but the championship series. And then obviously those same prizes apply to the championship series as well, in addition to the points that you get on the championship series end of the year leaderboard. First is 150,000 UPEX with a Harvest Diamond Block Explorer. Second is 100,000 UPEX, Harvest Diamond Block Explorer. Third, 75,000 UPEX, again, same Block Explorer. 4th through 10th, 50,000 UPEX, same Block Explorer. Again, every leaderboard has their own winners, their own finishers, and they each get the prize listed above. So again, it's there for everybody on each of the lists. Reminder on this is the first real full count towards the end of the season. Have the points accumulate and work correctly, hopefully, because last season didn't work. Hopefully everything works properly for the racing. So this is really kicking off this idea of a championship series that runs until Genesis Week 2025. Gives an opportunity for people to keep their eyes out if they want to keep being competitive. There's a reason to participate every season, to build towards, to work towards the end of the season. Good to see you, Swarley, to try to do as well as you can and accumulate those points over time. That's it. Racing, ornaments, and then gamified earnings. Yeah, I think that's what we're working towards to the end of the season. One more caveat on that is we are obviously working towards the end of the season, or I say end of the season, end of the NFLPA season, road to the big game, New Orleans, or earning continuous points by staking Spark on structures, whether yours or somebody else's, earning those points over time, having those Spark hours count towards your distribution, your share of Sparklet, because there is going to be rewards proportional to the amount of Sparklet you staked from, I think it was the 15th of September, 16th of September, middle of September anyways, until the big game. So definitely keep that in mind. There's continued reason to stake in New Orleans. We've already hit the second The second tier on that, there's one tier left. We are at 20 million spark hours staked at 30 million spark hours staked. That's when the entirety gets released, equivalent of 2.5 million sparklet. 2.5, yeah, that's right. 2.5 million sparklet available as a pool for people to share if we get the 30 million sparklet staked. At this point, 30 million spark hours staked. At this point, it seems like we're going to get there. We already got the 20 million. We got to it before 2/3 of the way through. I think it's very, very possible, very, very likely. And just keep it staked. Just keep your sparks staked in New Orleans. Keep moving around. Make sure it's applied so that we can get to that final goal and we can all get as much of a share as we possibly can. WW Dog, good to see you. Glad you're here. And that's what we're going to continue to run on through the rest of the season. I always check Upland's X account, Twitter account, just to see if they're sneaking something in there they didn't put in announcements. Only reminder is, again, every Wednesday we do have Sparklet drop in the game in the UpX store. That is your location to purchase Sparklet without having to gas it. Have it in Upland for its traditional or its original use, its native use, which is to be able to stake it in the game. If you buy it outside of Upland, you buy it on an exchange, you can definitely bridge in your Sparklet into the game of Upland. It is just something that you may end up paying gas. You may end up seeing some lack of efficiency in bringing it in. If you want to have the Sparklet for the purpose of using Upland, you can always go and get it from the source, buy it from Upland. This is something that was brought back in this season, so in the last few weeks. Excuse me, but it does make a big difference in saving you that step. The one reminder is, if you are buying Sparklet in Upland, you do need to stake it over the course of 2 out of the last 3 months in order to bring it back out of the game again. So keep that in mind. Buying Sparklet in the game of Upland, you can't immediately get to exchanges, but that is something that is going to give people the opportunity to save on that gas fee and to theoretically buy it at a market average, as opposed to are things bopping them around, flopping around. Is the market shifting at a unregulated rate, at a very quick rate? Is it higher now than it was 2 weeks ago? That type of thing, where the average is what's applied as of today. Let's take a look and just verify 344 Sparklet for the low price of $20. Now we have a $20 bundle, a $20 bundle every week. It does float in price a little bit. I'm just popping up the handy calculator just to make sure I'm not crazy about this price being very similar to what it's been. The $20 bundle is 5.8 cents. Again, we've seen different bundles flowing at different prices, so pretty similar to right across the board. Keep your eyes out. If you want to buy it when Spark's low, you got to keep watching. You got to keep your eyes open. This is a drop that Upland's likely going to do on a weekly basis. They do reserve the right to change the amount of Spark they put out, and whether or not they even put out any for a given week. So watch out. Keep your eyes open. But again, as of right now, it has been Wednesdays, and it has been inside of seasons when we do have seasons running. Otherwise, that's about it. That's all I had. That's what I saw. That's what we're waiting for. Again, these next steps. Reminder that we are running out of harvest season. So if we do want to participate in harvest season, if you do want to get as high of a gamified earning as possible, if you do want to get as big of an airdrop as possible, put your time and your effort in now, complete those gamified earning tasks, and go ahead and reap the rewards. For tonight, thank you so much for being here Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. We do get together on YouTube, on Twitter, on Tuesdays and Fridays in the Upland Plaza. And if you want to listen voice only, the Upland Cafe chat is still the place where you can listen audio only, live broadcast Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. PT. For tonight, thank you so much for being here. If it's the Upland Cafe chat, feel free to unmute your mics. The floor is yours.